This hour right now, about 3:30 or so, the congressional testimony continues for the Attorney General. It has been as explosive inside the Senate Judiciary hallways there as we expected it would be. Look, if you're a Democrat atop the Senate Judiciary panel, you're not too thrilled with the Attorney General right now. If you're Bill Barr, you're certainly under the pressure and the bright lights of congressional testimony. Not only are Democrats frustrated and upset with how Bill Barr has handled the entire rollout of information the last 4 to 5 weeks, but really, today, coming just a day after this monstrous report in the Washington Post that indicates even Robert Mueller had his own misgivings about the ways with which Bill Barr essentially got a 3.5-week, 4-week head start to allow the kind of media spin machine to depict the findings in one particular way, even if that was not necessarily the goal of the special counsel investigators and the prosecutors working alongside Robert Mueller. Things did get ugly at some point. Take a look at Democratic Senator from the state of Hawaii, Mazi Hirono, directly firing back here at Robert Mueller before even being criticized by the committee's chairman, Lindsey Graham. Here's the Democrat from Hawaii.
But now we know more about your deep involvement in trying to cover up for Donald Trump. Being Attorney General of the United States is a sacred trust. You have betrayed that trust. America deserves better. You should resign.
All right, so that is noteworthy there. She even went on to tell Mr. Bill Barr in no uncertain terms that you lied to Congress, sir. So again, she then got criticized by the committee's chairman. Now look, some Republicans there, of course, they are frustrated as well, but for a whole different kind of set of issues. Many of the Republicans are a little less concerned with the Robert Mueller part of all this and more so about investigating the investigators. Let's go back to the origins of all this and still poke unanswered questions there. Here's what Louisiana Republican John Kennedy had to say today.
Investigation of Donald Trump. There was another investigation of Hillary Clinton. I'd like to know how that one started, too. And it would seem to me that we all have a duty, if not to the American people, to the FBI, to find out why these investigations were started, who started them, and the evidence on which they were started. And I hope you will do that, and will get back to us.
All right, so for all the accusations flying back and forth about partisanship, what about the whole Russia thing about this whole story, Brad and Vanessa? Remember that whole thing? That was the reason there's an investigation to begin with. A hostile foreign power intentionally and systemically tried to mess with the outcome of our presidential election. Some senators, like Republican Senator Ben Sasse of Nebraska, is concerned that despite all the other noise, Americans are really going to miss the whole point of what this investigation was about in the first place. Here's Sasse.
If one of the most important things we take away from this isn't that it needs to be that we're going to be under attack again in 2020, and it isn't just going to be Russia, who's pretty dang clunky at this stuff, but it's also over time likely going to be China, who's going to be much more sophisticated about this stuff.
All right, this comes on the same day that former FBI Director James Comey, who does, of course, figure very centrally into the heart of this investigation, took to the pages of the New York Times, Vanessa and Brad, with these critical words for William Barr in an op-ed released just a few hours ago. Here's what Mr. Comey has to say. Quote, accomplished people lacking inner strength cannot resist the compromises necessary to survive the president, and that adds up to something they will never recover from. He goes on to say it takes character, like former Secretary of Defense James Mattis, to avoid the damage because Mr. Trump eats your soul in small bites. Jim Comey, please, sir, tell us how you really feel. One last note here for you both at this hour, Vanessa and Brad. There are 3 different sitting Democrats who are running for president who did question the Attorney General today. Those 3 Democrats are Amy Klobuchar, Kamala Harris, and Cory Booker from the state of New Jersey. Kamala Harris specifically really earning some headlines because she got Bill Barr to openly reveal he did not even look at any of the underlying evidence when it comes to obstruction of justice. That is something that I think we all assumed up until now, that Bill Barr had done his due diligence, but under tough questioning from the California senator and Democratic candidate, we now know that is not the case. She then promptly turned around and told reporters that she too now believes that Bill Barr must resign. That is something that was echoed by Cory Booker just moments ago. As for tomorrow, Bill Barr is supposed to show up once again and testify, but this side over on the House of Representatives. But at least as of this hour, Vanessa and Brad, it remains unclear whether or not the Attorney General will still be showing up at all.